for being an incredible part of our Feel Good family.
Well done, Jasper.
Beautifully said, mate.
Thank you so much. You're spot on, mate. There's been so many highlights
Oh my
for
goodness.
2023. It has been jam-packed.
Yes.
Yes.
We've kept the truck upright.
Yes, we have. It's gone so quickly though too, hasn't it? I mean, who else is thinking, how on earth can it be Christmas time already?
Oh my gosh. All right, highlights.
Whoa.
Oh, no, he's
Christmas
buzzing,
is a
not only
highlight.
because of the sugar content in the apple juice,
Or the gingerbread.
You love
That's
Christmas, don't you?
but Christmas is a very special
Yeah.
time for us as a family, and
Christmas.
we really hold it dear to our hearts. And so we hope that you and your family are also sharing in the magic of it all. The highlights for us around travel. Let's start
Oh my
there.
goodness. Okay, so many amazing destinations
Yeah.
this year. I think the very first one that we did that was totally out of our comfort zone was getting the van down onto the beach at Teewah.
Yes.
That was awesome.
So
That was
incredible.
A little bit nerve-wracking at the time because we've
Yes.
never towed on the beach before, right?
Very nerve-wracking. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. But
You,
so
you weren't even
beautiful.
sitting in the driver's seat, mate. You were a little nervous.
We were out filming Daddy, weren't we?
But it was exciting, and what we realised as we've met people like just this week, Hayley
Yes.
and Chris,
Yes.
who are also travelling
guys.
with their two little ones. Lovely. We felt like we knew you
Yeah.
forever, didn't we?
Yeah.
They saw that video and they went down and did Teewah, and it's one of the highlights of their
Yeah.
lap around Oz. And so we love that through our opportunity to stretch ourselves
It
and get
is
out
a
of our
lot.
comfort zone is inspiring
Well,
others as well to do the same. So,
Yeah, just awesome.
so good.
If you haven't been to Teewah, definitely put that one on your list.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it is one of those locations, it's so doable.
Oh, yeah.
It really isn't hard. It's just being prepared. And somebody's out there's going to say, well, where's that video?
Yeah.
I'll make sure that there's
Okay, we'll
tick,
put
tick,
a
tick,
thing
link.
down below.
I won't make sure anything's there.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, what other highlights have we got
Okay,
travel-wise?
28 days to Uluru.
Yes. Yes. I love that as well.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
do. What was
that
your
was
favourite
epic,
bit about
wasn't it?
there?
Every bit of it.
Yeah. It was a pretty amazing trip.
Yeah.
I think that Red Centre is still one of our favourite destinations around Australia, that Explorers Way road trip, and then
Yeah.
doing it in a whirlwind 28 days to show you that you can actually get out
Mm.
there if that's all that you have got up your sleeve was just awesome.
Look, the perfect world for everyone would be to have 3 months
Yeah.
to do a trek like that.
Yeah.
But you can do it. You can do it safely.
Yeah.
See all the sites and have an awesome time with your family. And best of all, meet some pretty amazing characters along the way.
Oh yeah, and how about all of that awesome red dirt out there?
Yeah.
Yes, definitely a highlight. It'll
And
stay
dust.
with you forever. Dirt
And dust. Yeah. Outback Queensland too has been
Amazing.
incredible. Getting up to the top of the Savannah Gulf up there
Oh.
through the Gulf of Carpentaria. I mean, Karumba.
Yeah.
Karumba, as I say.
Paulie's
Karumba.
favourite place you've
Wow.
never been. Yeah, that was awesome, wasn't it?
Yeah, the fishing is exceptional.
The sunsets over the water.
Yeah, and we love that we hooked up there with Tony Davies, our good mate from Australian 4x4 Treks, and then we continued on and headed to the Cape for a whirlwind experience. I mean,
my
Dun,
God.
dun,
Yeah, that was
dun,
crazy,
dun,
wasn't
dun,
it?
dun,
Yeah,
dun,
it was.
dun, dun,
It was only 15
dun,
days
dun,
for us,
dun,
but it
dun,
was
dun,
a
dun,
6-part series that we ended up producing out of that because it was just so rich in content. Again, another one of those locations where if you really had, 4 weeks, you could do it in that amount of time. But gee, that was awesome.
Here we come,
Yeah,
ladies.
it was. And word on the street is Tony's got an off-road
Yeah.
caravan tour to the Cape happening next year. So if you've watched that series and you're like, yeah, we want to do it with a group of people in that kind of safe circle, definitely check that out. How awesome is that?
Amazing. And then obviously the amount of sugar content in apple juice poppers has increased as we're going, hasn't it, Justin?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, we're coming back down now and heading out through, well, for the first time in 4 years, actually, since we last did it, is the trek down the number 1 highway along the coast, down through, out past Canberra and down here to spectacular South Australia.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah, just amazing. And look, we've
Yeah.
only been here for a hot minute, but we have experienced so many incredible destinations in South Australia already, and we've totally fallen in love with it. And I mean, it's already going to be a highlight for next year too, because we're going to be here for so long. So
Look, we've just come from a beach over there, Woorolty. Hopefully I said that right.
Yeah, on the Yorke Peninsula.
Royalty.
Very
Woorolty.
good. What did you
Yeah,
think of
good
that
work.
place?
Awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was awesome.
Whitest beach I've ever gone to.
Well, there you go.
Wow, that's a big
Yeah,
call.
That's saying something.
Yeah, that's pretty spectacular.
Absolutely beautiful, and we're so excited to bring you all of
Yeah.
this amazing South Australia content as we continue our travels through South Aussie.
Now, I've got some notes here. Jasper, you wanted to mention a highlight that was high on your list of achievements this year. Getting all your teeth.
Oh.
Well, the
Is it
Tooth
that?
Fairy has come
One,
plenty of times.
2, 3, 4.
Yeah,
All I want
you've
for
given her a
Christmas.
workout this year, that's for sure.
You got one already coming back. That's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about achievement for the Feel Good family? What was the highlight there?
Oh, I remember now. Drum roll, please.
Oh, okay, right. It's showing, isn't it?
Best Outdoor Recreational Program!
Yeah, that was a huge moment, really, because of, I think, the environment we were in, obviously getting dressed up in all those
Oh yeah, in
fancy
your
suits.
spunky suit for the
Yeah.
first time.
It
Getting
was,
down to Melbourne.
I was like, who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? In my head, it was just going.
So it
Yeah,
was
you were
so
pretty
exciting, and then having that audience and really to be called out there was just pinch yourself, mate. We certainly didn't expect it. We certainly hoped for it, and so to be able to share that as a family was huge.
Yeah, an absolute blessing. We still pinch ourselves when we think about it and talk about it, and honoured to have received that recognition.
Yeah. Next is a Logie.
Righto.
Yeah, it was like the Logies for community television around Australia, so it was a pretty big deal. But what was really amazing was the outpouring of love and support and comments that we received, from everyone there on the night, and then, following that award. Just brilliant.
Yeah.
All right, we've also got to mention that we did pass our 200th episode.
Yes.
And
Not only for our YouTube channel, but also our podcast as well.
Yes, and I have to say our podcast across our 4 years is almost hit 250,000 listens, which
That's
is
amazing.
incredible.
Yeah.
It's been played in 3,900 cities across 123 countries around the world.
That's incredible.
It is remarkable,
Yeah.
and I said, okay, I didn't know there were that many countries. We've actually got 72 more countries.
Righto, we need to start ticking them off.
That are currently recognised as countries before we actually have world domination. So we've got a little ways.
Righto. That can be a goal for next year, world domination. Just awesome.
But
Ticking
amazing,
off 4
amazing.
years of full-time travel as well is a major achievement highlight for us this year. I mean, considering we thought we were only ever going to travel for 2 years, and now here we are 4 years later, and still loving it and still excited about what's to come, and there's plenty of good stuff to come as well.
Oh my lord, there's been 5.5 million views now across our channel. It's certainly been a very slow build over that amount of time. Now it feels like it all just happened like that. But what's been so good about that, I think, is that we have such a loyal and dedicated community out there who are part of the Feel Good Vibe, so thank you.
Yeah, we love you guys, and so many of you have been with us from the start. We ran into some beautiful people the other day who said to us, we've been with you since the whiteboard moment, and that was before we even hit the road. So thank you to all of you for it's a long haul.
Okay, now we are halfway through filming our Channel 7 series. It's our national Sunday afternoon series that goes to air in March in 2024.
Yes.
So that was a pretty big thrill for us. We spoke to the series producer just before this, actually. And he said, I've just watched through the content and it's really good. And we were like,
yes,
thank God for that.
Yeah.
Because you just, it's like sort of you're sending out your
baby.
Yeah, and hoping that you've done the right job, and it's certainly a different format, and it's a totally different level of, I think, unknown, and with that comes a little bit of pressure too, in hoping that you're really adding value and presenting.
Are we doing it right?
Yeah, are we presenting the best
enough?
as possible, that people are going to be able to really get something out of this. So
yeah,
that's pretty amazing.
It is amazing. That's a 5-year dream, and almost 2 years of planning and conversations to get to this point. So a definite highlight for us of this year, and we can't wait to share it with you next year, because
again,
the the locations that we've filmed in are just absolutely incredible.
And 3 more to come. We're halfway through Ep 4 actually. And so that's pretty exciting. Next year, 2024, we kick off with some more amazing news.
Yeah, we do. Big news for next year.
Yes, we are going to be expanding our horizons and sharing some more travel inspiration with you. So stay tuned for that.
Awesome.
Jasperoo, he's got some pretty big news as well.
Yes, I have lots of news.
What
And
do you do?
it is a surprise until somewhere next year, which is actually going to be this year.
Yeah, well, it will be this year
not
in a
very
minute.
long.
Yeah, you're right. But no, some big news happening for you, mate.
Well, also, if you haven't already, then please do subscribe and leave a like at jasperoo.com.au and my YouTube channel.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Jasperoo.
That's pretty much it.
I tell you what, if you've got kids or grandkids and you want wholesome, fun, outdoor activity that will inspire
With this crazy one.
little people to become big thinkers, then that is the channel for you. All right, are we ready?
Yes.
All right, we're going to kick on now. Katie's going to share some pretty cool storage hacks, which I think will definitely make a difference to your travel plans, whether you're setting off now or in the future, particularly around celebrations like this, you know, whether it's an anniversary, holidays, or you know, someone's birthday. You know, what do you
do with all the
Yeah,
stuff?
there's stuff all the time. We tend to accumulate stuff, don't we? So
Yeah, we do.
some pretty good advice there, and then we've got some other pretty cool stuff to share with you in this episode. But for now, I think we should say Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
wherever
Christmas!
You are. We hope that you are having a wonderful Christmas and celebrating with your friends and family. We're sending you lots of love and all of our feel-good vibes, and thank you so much for your incredible support this year.
And to all the kids out there, hopefully you get your Christmas gift.
Ah, beautiful.
Yes. Naughty or nice. Merry Christmas. How is that for a view?
So beautiful. The colour of that water. You look very happy, like Everest the elf, if you were staring at that all day too. Okay, let's talk storage. Now, living full time in the caravan definitely makes you get very creative about how you store your personal items, your household belongings, and we wanted to share just some things that we do. You know, we've learnt a lot living on the road for 4 years, and we've got a pretty good system of how we store our personal items, and then of course all of the gear that we have to film and produce our episodes as well. So we thought we'd share some good tips with you. Now, we really love a minimalistic environment, and the zone lends itself really perfectly to that. I try and keep all of our personal belongings and our household items stored away to keep the environment as uncluttered as possible, because generally we've got our gear, we've got computers, camera equipment, that's everywhere. So that generally takes up all of the space when we're in camp, and everything else needs to be stored away. In fact, that's a really good tip, and probably the best thing to take away from this segment is that finding a home for everything and then training all the members of your family, Paulie, to put things back where they live after they've been used is going to reduce stress, it's going to reduce the clutter, and it's going to keep everybody, probably particularly the mums of the household, very, very happy. Okay, now some things that we do are the storage solutions. So we use a lot of soft storage tubs and also a lot of hard storage tubs. The soft storage tubs are great for things like clothes or towels, your linen, and especially really good in cupboards that may be funny shapes. So up above, you know, bunk beds or above our main bed, where the cupboard might not necessarily be square. Those little soft tubs will just squish in anywhere. So they're a really great thing. And then with the hard storage tubs, I generally use those for things like our pantry items in the kitchen drawers, and also in the bathroom under our vanity sink, to keep things in place. So we use a lot of the plastic tubs from places like Kmart. They're really great. They've got a massive selection of storage for kitchens and homes. So I just picked up some of those. They're super inexpensive as well, which is really great. And they work a treat, particularly for heavy items, so pantry items, jars, sauces, and we've got ours all packed away in those little storage containers. And that's exactly how we travelled things when we went up and hit Cape York recently, across all of those corrugations, and nothing moved, nothing broke, nothing spilled out anywhere. So again, a really great way to store some of those items. And another good tip is any heavy items in your caravan, whether that is your food items or just your personal belongings, getting them down low is really, really important for lots of different reasons, but for distributing your weight evenly. And of course, you don't want your heavy items in your overhead cupboards, because more often than not, after a travel day, you'll come into the van, you'll open an overhead cupboard and something will fall out on top of you, and you certainly don't want it to be a can of beans or something like that. That could really, really hurt. Now, something else that we do with our wardrobes is the really slimline coat hangers. They're the velvety kind of feeling ones, and we use those on Paul's side of the wardrobe so he can hang all of his collared shirts in there. And they're great because they're so thin. It means you can get many more of them than your traditional coat hangers in there, and they also look after your clothes a little bit nicer than, you know, those really old school wire hangers. On my side of the wardrobe, I have shelves instead of a hanging space, and I love that we could choose which way we wanted to have on either side of our main bed. I either fold or roll my clothes, and then I also use a couple of those soft little storage tubs for things like my swimmers, or I've got a couple of beanies and a scarf in one, and my gloves for when we're in places like Tassie or down here in South Australia at the moment where it's just an icy wind. But anyway, I'm digressing. Okay, what else do we do? Hanging storage. Now, these are great and so good for things like your fruits and your veggies, or you could really put anything in them, actually, you know, loaves of bread or whatever if you've got them in the kitchen, even for some of your kids' toys. Now, we picked our beautiful little basket up from the very famous Mindle Markets up there in Darwin, and we absolutely love it. But, everywhere has these. You can pick them up on eBay, on Etsy, probably at just about any art and craft market. You could even get a little bit creative and learn to macrame your own one. Also, we know plenty of families who use the macrame wall hat hangers as well, so that you keep your kubras and all your beautiful wide brim hats in shape. So that's another great idea for those too. Now, being in a composite van like the Zone is, we don't have the ability to just chuck a screw in the wall to hang things. So again, we have to get creative with that. And of course, our number one favourite product, my number one favourite product, I think, is the Fusion Lock hooks. Now, they're suction hooks. They're not a sticky hook. You don't leave any residue, or you don't have to peel a backing off and stick the hook on. It's quite amazing, actually, how the technology works through suction. And again, they don't move. Now, we have so many of these in the caravan. We hang our hats on them, we hang our towels on them. They're everywhere, actually. We've got keys hanging on one at the front door, and they just don't move at all. So they are really great. And in fact, they come in lots of caddies as well. So in the bathroom, we have a little corner caddy that has a heap of our toiletries in there. And again, that caddy didn't move on our Cape York trek across all of those hundreds of corrugations. We've also got a caddy in the shower that has, like a full-size caddy that has full-size bottles of shampoo and conditioner and body wash and all of those sorts of things that you have in your shower. And that didn't move at all on our Cape York trek. So we absolutely swear by those. And there are plenty of different brands on the market. I think we generally get the Fusion Lock ones, and you can buy them from Bunnings, and I'm pretty sure you'll be able to get them online as well. Now, the storage pockets is another really great idea. And I know different vans come with a different amount of storage pockets in them. We've got one here in our main living area, and Jasper also has one in his bunk as well. They're great for, books, magazines, laptops, iPads, those sorts of things. We're actually thinking about getting a few more of those in the van, particularly for some of our gear. We're just looking at a couple of different brands. There's some great Aussie businesses that, of course, we love to support. Now, speaking about the bunk, a really good option if you are a traveling family is to have a tub at the end of the bunk, and basically whatever the kids can put in there, that's what they've got on board. Jasper has a little tub and a pouch of Lego at the end of his bed. And this works really great, especially if you've got smaller children who can still fit in the bunk. Their legs haven't grown long enough yet to have that tub at the bottom of the bed as well. We also utilise one of our Expedition 134 storage boxes for some of Jasper's toys, and that lives outside in the back of our mode canopy, and that is fantastic. They're a really great product. I'm not going to go into detail about that now, but Australian made, excellent storage boxes. And in fact, we have some of those that we utilise in the front of the caravan, outside of course, in the toolbox that is huge and built for purpose. So those boxes fit in there perfectly, and again, they're great for storing all of your maintenance, repair and spare parts associated with the caravan and your tow vehicle. So that's a great tip. Make sure you check those out. Another great feature that I really love in the Zone Caravan is the storage lockers on either side of the main bed, and they just make use of a space that would ordinarily not be used for anything. So on my side, we house all of our household shoes, all the family shoes go on that side. On Paul's side, again, we have a lot of our gear that we're not necessarily using every single day, and it's a really safe storage space that, you know, you step up on to get into bed, but things are again tucked away out of sight, which I really love. Okay, let's talk about some quick tips that we would like to share with you, particularly around this time of year, Christmas, when things are going to be coming into the van, you know, particularly if you are a traveling family, and some rules that we have in place. So with Jasper, he has known from the very beginning we have a 1 in, 1 out rule. So if he wants a new toy or he gets gifted something new comes into the caravan, something has to go. And we actually really love getting into a regular cycle of sweeping through the van, looking at, well, what aren't we using? You know, what did we think we absolutely needed to have on board that we haven't actually used, and how can we either re-gift that or repurpose it for somebody else? So having that regular cycle, and I know a lot of traveling families do that because things just seem to accumulate, is really, really important for keeping your space uncluttered, and also for keeping within your weight restrictions as well. And we would say that to you, always be thinking about your weights when you are towing a caravan. It is so super important, and it's easy to underestimate just how much weight you have when you combine everything in your caravan. Getting into a mindset of less is more, especially when it comes to the physical stuff, is really, really important when you're living on the road, or if you're going off for a trip for any period of time. And it also, I don't know, it makes you happier and it makes things feel lighter, and you don't have such a weight on your shoulders when you don't have too much stuff to be worried about. Pretty well everything that we own of importance is here with us in the van, so that shows you exactly how much stuff we've got. So getting into that mindset is a really great way to ensure that you won't be stressed about what you've got, that you'll be within your weight limits, and that everybody in the household will stay really happy.
Back to that view. Thanks for watching. Please do like, subscribe and share our channel. And if you'd like more information on full-time RV travel and living, visit our website, thefeelgoodfamily.com. There you'll find loads of free resources, our weekly podcast, caravan cooking recipes, our monthly magazine articles and much more. We look forward to seeing you next week. Take care of yourself and your family, and happy trails.